Well, what's going on, zombies? Part 2 on this one tonight. So, upon reading more from what Deadline has been reporting, moved out of committee and goes for a final vote on the floor in the Senate in the next couple of days. The rescission bill. Trump wants the damn money cut. He wants this cuts. He wants to cut out NPR and PBS because it's liberal. It's wokeism. And the Senate, either they do it or else they face the consequences from the Trump. That's basically how it is. Yes, we all had tastes of PBS in our past growing up. We watched the children's shows, we watched the science shows, we watched the history shows, we watched documentaries. We had seen concerts, we had seen dramas, we had seen things that the normal local stations or even nationals wouldn't even cover. But it's too leftist, it's too biased, and it must be taken out because Trump doesn't want the shit. The Republicans always had a problem concerning about it when the news reports had gotten too quote unquote left wing, too biased, and too wokeism. Whatever the fuck wokeism is, they started this damn shit a long while ago, and they still can't figure out what the fuck they're talking about. Wokeism, wokeism, wokeism. They threw this damn shit out for years. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Left liberal biased? Okay, fine. We're not conservative backward ass jackasses like you guys. We want to be progressive. We want to educate. Well, you want to put us back into the Stone Age? Is that how it is? You know, what do I don't like conservatives half the time anyway? They're going to be viewing this wokeism shit and MAGA crap. To me, all that is MAGA crap concerning about make America great again. Well, you make America great again by getting the education going on down their throats. The reason why we had the children's shows growing up as kids, they were teaching us the skills we needed to learn in school, to continue our education in school. Grammar, mathematics, English, language. We'd learn a little bit of history of what was going on. We learned a little culture. Oh my God, we had to learn culture. And we dealt with programs like Sesame Street with puppets and muppets and characterizations that would teach us life on life's terms. They'd boil it down to a children's level to where they can understand what's happening in the world. We had the PBS News Hours. We had political discussions, trying to keep it balanced, left and right. And yes, it is on the public's dime. Part of my taxes were paying for PBS, and I didn't mind. I was watching Nova. What's wrong with science? We're supposed to be advanced. We're supposed to be, and yet we're backward ass because it's more money coming out of whoever's rich enough wants more money. And that means the billions of dollars that was used to educate people. Oh my God. Educated people, you can't have that. We got to put them under. It's all this damn elitism shit. Elites want everything. They even want to take out the public education, funding for public education. The thing is, we have public schools. People kept thinking we're getting the money for the federal government. No, it's for the local taxes. You kidding me? It's for the locals that our school system's paid. If there were special programs that we still needed, we would have requested funding for the national education, and then we would have endowments for the arts. We would have programs to go across the country. We would have concerts. We would have plays. We can't see that stuff anymore. Didn't they realize that every time we actually had bicentennial shit going on with the fireworks and stuff, yeah, it was paid out of the public's time. PBS was broadcasting stuff live at the Kennedy Center, live at this place, and it was culture. So apparently the conservatives have this issue about culture. They don't like it. They don't like it. It's too elitist. So now with the rescission bill, BBS and the other corporations are going to have to depend upon public funding through local charities for their own local areas, and if other companies will sponsor them more than what the federal government will do. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that much for some of the programs being funded. But because it's liberal, it's wokeism, it can't be funded. So, we've got that shit going on, don't we? So the Senate is moving the bill, the rescission bill, that cuts funding from different programs, including foreign aid. And we needed foreign aid because it's humanitarian. It's also helping with our national security in a way. We've had foreign aid programs going on for decades. But the conservatives want the money. They want to be rich. They want. Meanwhile, people have depended upon public funding. Well, we're going to have to, if we're not disabled, and if we're able to work. They haven't raised the federal minimum wage in decades. No matter how many times it would come up in the bills for the Senate and House of Representatives, never passes. Minimum standard is still $7.50, if I'm not mistaken. Certain states tried to raise minimum wages. We have done selectively out here in California, and we're still paying the price on that one. There's always a market situation happening with the minimum wage situation. Some industries, even though we would depend upon the minimum wage hikes left and right for people to live on or survive on, we barely have anything surviving on before we actually had a wage hike out here in California. We had to depend heavily on food aid and on general relief. I know, because even when I was working at Walmart, I had to do that, and so did some of the other staff. And that was over a decade and a half ago. And now, for some of the fast food industry, they get to have a little bit more money in their pocket. But hours are cut. Robotic situations are happening to save human cost, curtail the human cost. Whereas you would see a place that's staffed with about 10 or 20 people on the floor, you're lucky enough you get to see about 1 or 2, or maybe 3 or 4 on the staff. Hours cut, shifted. But for those lucky few working, was it enough? Because even the fast food and the retail are having issues over it. But hell, we happen to start talking about bills they want to cut. Well, they've cut a hell of a lot out of our account. I blame the Republicans, or I call them Trumplicans these days. They're no longer Republicans to me. They're Trumplicans. They call them conservatives? No, they're Trumplicans. They don't give a shit about anything but themselves. That's our Congress for you. That's our Congress for you.